We need our cups. We need gratitude
Yes.
cups.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Gratitude Attitude virtual book launch. I am here
Yay.
with my special guest, Hope Chris Thomas. And for those of you guys that are new, I am Sabriyah Callis here in the community. People know me as Bree Callis. I want to thank you all for joining us live for the virtual book launch of the Gratitude Attitude, my latest book that has launched out into the atmosphere. And I'm so glad to be able to chat with you guys this evening and be able to share a little bit on the reasons for launching this book at this moment in time, how I think this can be beneficial. And I hope you guys, while you're here, will be able to interact with us here and there. So give me a moment. I'm going to share this out
Yes, I'm going to
there.
share it out as well.
Yeah, so y'all just give us a few moments to get in here and share this out. While you guys are jumping in, please tell us where you are streaming in from, what cities, what state, what country that you might be streaming in from. So let me know. Let me share this out real
There
quick.
we go.
Streaming in from. Welcome.
Johanna Samuel is on with us. Welcome,
Hey, Miss
Johanna.
Samuel. Welcome, love. Welcome. I'm so glad. Thanks for inviting others to join us here live. And hopefully, I'll be able to see the comments as they come in. Perfect. Hey, Johanna. Thank you for joining Miss Smith, Miss Sage. Welcome all the way from the U.S. Virgin Islands. Welcome.
Yes,
As you guys are coming
welcome.
in, please share what city and what state you are joining us, or even what country. So I'm so glad. I'm going to turn it over to my special guest that's joining me tonight, Miss Hope Chris Thomas, also author and international speaker. She'll be kind of guiding us through this so this can go smoothly. How you doing, Miss Wright? Thank you for joining. I know we have some fellow authors also here in the room with us. If you guys, once you drop down your city, your state, go ahead and share if you are an author with us as well. Let us know the name of your book, whether it's an anthology or a solo project. I'd love to know. What others are doing when we come and bring our writing community together as well. So, Miss
Yes.
Thomas, I'm gonna turn it over to you, let you run the show, and then we'll go from there. We will go from there.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Gratitude Attitude Launch, transforming your life one thank you at a time from our dear sister, our productivity strategist, Miss Bree Callis. I am so honored to just be a part of this amazing book launch. I'm so honored that she requested that I be here with her. I mean, I feel like, how did I get chosen for this? So thank you so much for having me to be
Yes,
with you
ma'am.
on such a special and monumentous occasion. Now, listen, we want you guys to like and share this video. We want to get this out to as many network as possible. Listen, I'm just about finished with my copy of the gratitude attitude. And listen, it has been amazing. I'm already seeing how it's transforming my life, Miss Bree Callis. As I spoke with her previously, I told her that there were several things that I decided that I was going to do as a result of reading this amazing book. One being, starting my morning every day with gratitude, with thank yous and gratitude for what God is doing and has done already in my life. And I'm
Absolutely.
seeing where those days where I may wake up heavy, those days where, because of course, if you're in ministry, if you're a business owner, you're a parent, you're a wife, there's always something going on in your life. And I just
Absolutely.
find that there are days when I don't wake up and I'm ready to just like jump off the ceiling, which is my personality. So then I have to put the work in order to shift my mindset. And so I'm already seeing results of just starting out my day with gratitude, with starting out my day with thank yous. I mean, of course, I start with prayer, I start with scriptures, but it's even different, I think, Miss Callis, when we literally put it out into the universe of the things that we're so grateful for.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I know we've been trying to have just a few minutes for people to like and to share this video and for other people to join us. But as they're joining us, Miss Callis, I would like for you to just introduce yourself. I want you to start by introducing yourself and the book to the audience. And I want you to give us a brief overview of what your book is about, the gratitude attitude. What can the readers expect to get out of this gym?
Awesome. Awesome. For those of you guys that are seeing me for the first time, my name is Sabriyah Callis. All my friends and family, they call me Bree. So feel free to call me Bree now that we've had a chance to meet virtually. This is my second book. It has taken me some years to get this second book out. You know, life happens, things and different journeys and turns in life. When you have a goal to get things out into the atmosphere, sometimes other roadblocks get in the way. And so I just made it a conscious effort. I happened to be a guest speaker for the 1 Million Women in Prayer, Purpose, and Power. And I knew by the time I was asked to be a guest speaker again, I better have another book. Right. I want to have another book. The first book is like, okay, I did it. The second book is like, okay, now I'm really an author. Right. And so the reason for the book is I stress with my children a lot about reciprocity and being thankful and being grateful and the things that they have been able to be a part of as far as when it comes to mom and dad. All of that came from our space of gratitude. And I found that they were able to take that. I have a separation in age group of children. I have 2 adult children and I have 2 school age children still. They're in high school now. But when my adult children can say, you know what, Mom, some of those principles that you talked about a lot over the years, we have seen different things manifest because of your advice. And so I took some of those same principles that I did every day and said, you know what, if it can help my home life, maybe it can help others outside of my home life. So the book, The Gratitude Attitude, as you guys, we're going to talk about that, is about transforming your life one thank you at a time. And so within this book, I go over many different things when it comes to using gratitude as a tool and how to begin to see different changes and be able to elevate in different areas if you would just stick to a principle. And so gratitude is a principle. And I show others in the book some different things that they can do, whether it's through gratitude journaling, gratitude walking, mindful behavior, different daily habits that they can begin to initiate in their life, again, so it can be able to transform. Yes. And so if we're not changing, Ms. Thomas, we're dying, right? If we're not moving, if there's not action, and I find that being grateful forces us into momentum. Yes. Action it's always happening. And so that's what brought about this particular book, a need to get something else back out there, but also be able to share some things with others that I know has been beneficial in my life, my children's life, and I feel that it can be beneficial to others if they begin to practice some of those same things.
Wow, wonderful. Well, I'm so inspired. I'm so encouraged. We want to welcome Celia. We want to welcome Andretia. And please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. Andretia, right? We want to welcome Johanna Samuel again from the Virgin Islands. Listen, let us know where you're logging in from. Celia Nursey says, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I believe that one of the inspirations that Miss Callis had to do this virtual launch of the gratitude attitude was because she wanted also to inspire you. She wants to encourage you, to inspire you. I believe everyone probably has a book inside of them. There's
Absolutely.
something that you've learned in your life that you can use to help other people. A lot of times we may not think it's significant, but listen, she took something that she uses in her own life, that she used with her adult children now, and of course the high schoolers that are currently still home, and she's found results. She got results, and so therefore God sparked her to put this in the book and let's share this. And I have already been blessed by it. I Listen, I almost read the book cover to cover in one sitting. That's just how, I mean, I'm a ferocious reader from the age of 14. And so I found it so easy to read. I found that the information was credible. I found that it actually, as I was reading the book, I was having like really amazing feelings of just feeling good, feeling whole, feeling peace, because we know that the word of God is also based in being grateful, having a gratitude attitude.
That's right.
And so when we're able to take that and transform it into our lives, it's a win-win situation from everybody. Miss Callis, what I would like for you to do right now,
Yes.
Mariana John Baptiste says that gratitude saved her life. Gratitude saved her life. If you could type that in the comments, maybe just a little bit of your testimony of how that saved your life. Deandra Reed, thank you for joining. Deandra says that my family met Bree a couple of years ago, and she has been a huge blessing to my family ever since. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Deandra.
Thank you so much. But Miss Bree, I want you
Yes.
to take maybe one of your favorite pieces out of the gratitude attitude, and I want
Okay.
you to read that to us.
Sure will.
Of course I know the whole book cover to cover. You love every word of it, but take
Yes.
something that really has just inspired you and to give that to us as your audience tonight.
Absolutely. So during my speech last month, I talked a lot about relational currency. And so chapter 4 in the book is all about cultivating gratitude in relationships. So I want to read you all a little snippet from the book on cultivating gratitude in relationships. So, expressing gratitude to loved ones is an excellent way to strengthen your relationships, deepen your connections, and cultivate a sense of joy and positivity in your life. This relational quality of gratitude increases behavior that helps or benefits others outside of yourself. Gratitude helps maintain relationships because it makes you want to help others in the relationship. So here are some tips for expressing gratitude to loved ones. Number one, be specific. Whenever expressing gratitude, be specific about what you're grateful for. Instead of saying, thank you for everything, say, thank you for making dinner last night. It was delicious, and I appreciate every effort to put into it. Number two, use I statements. Using I statements to express gratitude. For example, say, I feel so grateful to have you in my life, instead of you are amazing. Expressing gratitude regularly. Make expressing gratitude a regular part of your interactions with loved ones. You can express gratitude through words, actions, or small gestures, such as sending a thank you note or bringing your loved one a small gift. And last but not least, I want to share with you guys, be authentic. When expressing gratitude, be authentic and sincere. Your loved ones will appreciate it when you speak from the heart and you express genuine appreciation. I mean, like, if you can't be authentic, what else can you be? So that's a little bit a part of chapter 4 in the beginning. It's all about cultivating gratitude inside of your relationships. There is a quote. I'm going to share you one of my favorite quotes that I did include in the book. This is a quote by William Faulkner. It says, gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced and discharged and used up in order to exist at all. So that's one of my favorite quotes found in the book on page 46, you guys. So I share a lot of quotes throughout the book, along with the tips and the tools with exercise and gratitude in your life.
Wow, I absolutely love it. I love it. And I love that quote also by William Faulkner. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. And we know that the words that we speak, they are life and they are power. Jesus even tells that in John 6 and 63, the words that I speak to you are life and they are spirit. So our words, our appreciation, our gratitude for other
Yes,
people, they're not just words that we think don't mean anything, but it's life. We're giving that other person life. We're giving them a boost of energy, if you will, by
absolutely.
saying I appreciate who you are, and I love what you're doing for me in this moment. So
Yes,
thank you
yes,
so much. And again, I mean, you know, I was sharing with you earlier that, people have talked about gratitude for years. I remember Oprah Winfrey when she first started talking about it, a couple decades ago, and about the importance of the gratitude journal. But I didn't really, while I knew it, and I've always been a very thankful person, I did not comprehend the power of having
yes,
a gratitude attitude. And
yes,
during
yes,
this season of my life, as I read your book, it was like the light bulb came on for me. This is not just something that, oh, you should do. This is not just something that, we wish you would do. This is life transforming. It's really, in my opinion, Bree, it's a must do. In
yes,
order to live the life that God has for you, we have to have an attitude, a gratitude attitude, and we
yes,
have to cultivate gratitude as a daily part of our existence if we're going to make it through this thing called life.
yes, yes. It's a must.
It's a must.
It's a
So
must.
we're at a wonderful moment right now. Listen, Bree wants to give away
Yes,
something nice to the audience.
yes,
So Bree, I'm going to turn it back over to you
yes,
to
yes.
give away a prize to our
Perfect.
amazing audience.
Perfect. I see some more people jump in here. Hi, Dr. Judy Laird. Thanks for
Yes,
joining
Dr.
us.
Judy. Yes.
Ms. John Baptiste, I thank you for sharing that. You talked about gratitude saving your life and how it pulled you out of some of those dark moments by shifting your perspective on different situations. How
Yes.
you doing, Miss Gail Robin? That's one of my upline leaders in my
Wonderful.
Avon business. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Um, so, you guys, I have a prize I want to give away. I have a prize I want to give away. What I want you guys to tell me first, I want you guys to tell me, and let's see, I'm going to put the question out there. What is your favorite genre of books to read? Favorite genre of books to read. And I want to see if someone shares the same genre of books to read that I do, because I'm going to give away my first book that I wrote. I don't know if I can get that in the camera really good. It's weird.
I know.
I can't get it in there. But my first book is called It's About Time: Daily Affirmations for Focus, Momentum, and Time Management. So, you guys, do me a favor, drop in the comment the favorite type of books that you like to read. We have them coming in. So we have self-help, we have murder mystery, ooh,
Ooh.
motivational, self-help, inspirational. Anybody else? We're gonna give it about 20 more seconds. Drop
I,
your
I,
favorite genre
I put
in
mine
there.
in there. I put
Okay,
mine in there.
history. Oh, I didn't even figure to be a history buff. Awesome. Miracles and breakthroughs, now building faith. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Inspirational. So I seen two people that shared the same type of books that happen to be my favorite type of books. Miss Lander put in there inspirational, self-help with self-esteem growth. Miss Gail, that's the third one. That's the third one that I saw in there. So my favorite type of genre, you guys, is self-help. So Miss Vanessa Farrell,
She put it in, yes.
Miss Gail Robin, and who else?
Lander Stovall,
Oh,
inspiration.
Deandra Reed.
Okay.
So Deandra Reed, self-help, Vanessa Farrell, and Miss Gail Robin. Okay, do me a favor, you three ladies, do me a favor. In the comments, put me your because I gotta narrow it down now. Put me your, I'm gonna see the first out of you three, take a guess. What is my state that I was born in? The state that I was born in. Take a wild guess. The person with the closest state to my home state, if you don't know it, I will give you the book, okay? So Vanessa, Gail, and Deandra, do me a favor. Deandra, put Louisiana in there. Vanessa and Gail, drop it in there for me if you guys are still here.
Oh,
Gail gave me Florida. Who else
nobody might not get
one
that
more,
one.
Vanessa. Vanessa, take a guess
I
on what
know,
my
I
home
know.
is. Alabama.
You gotta do another question. You gotta do another question because nobody knows. I know where you were born.
You know where I was born. So guess what? You want to throw a question out? There is somebody that's close. Now, 2 of those states I have lived in.
Yes.
But the closest state I would say over that way would be Florida, even though it's on the East Coast. I am originally from the state of New York.
Yes.
So Gail,
Brooklyn,
you win the first book giveaway. You guys, there'll be more. There'll be more. So y'all stick around. Thank you guys for being a part of that giveaway. I did spend 8 years of my life in Louisiana, in the state of in the city of New Orleans, and in Florida. I used to live in Homestead. Yes. So Gail, I got a book coming to you, honey. Just throw me a DM me with a mailing address and I will get that out to you. I'll send you a little link where you can send that to me. So Miss Thomas, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Now
I turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations to our winner of their very own copy of the Gratitude Attitude.
That one was It's About Time.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's
That's
about
okay.
time.
That's
That's
okay.
right. That's right. It's about time, and you're gonna enjoy that. I've had one of the first copies, and I'm actually gonna go back and reread it because I've got to get a handle on some time management strategies. And so I'm like, you know what? I need to read, and I mean, I've got it right here. It won't show up on the camera very well, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna reread this book again too. So I've asked you guys to post some of your questions. We want to hear some questions from you. We're going to get ready to go into some questions and answers. We are going to have another book giveaway. I'm sorry. We're going to have another giveaway before the end of the night. So please do not leave the live. Do not leave the live until we end, because right before we're in, we're going to have another giveaway. Okay?
Yes.
And please like and share this video. So I want to start by asking you a couple of questions. As I was speaking with you earlier, one of the things that I'm very fascinated by is research and statistics as it relates to us living a better life, you know, being able to walk in our greatness, being able to walk in our purpose. And one of the, I believe it's in the first chapter, you talk a lot about research studies that have been done that affect our gratitude on our well-being. And I know that you're a woman who believes strongly in self-care. You gave us some amazing takeaways from the 1 Million Women in Prayer, Purpose, and Power, the 30-minute reset when you come home from work or school for the children. And so, you know, that's been something phenomenal that all the women have talked about. But you talk about some of the research specifically around, you know, a person that has a gratitude attitude, they have improved mental health, they have increased resilience, we sleep better at night when we have a gratitude attitude. Even there's been studies that show that there's reduced inflammation in your body. So can you talk to us a little bit about some of the statistics that you were able to gather as you were preparing for the book?
Yes. So one that really stuck out because it's now being an open conversation, especially in the area of mental health, especially in the African American community, where we've kind of swept that issue underneath the rug. And one of the things that stood out was improved mental health. And in my research, I came across an article from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. And
Yes.
it found that participants who wrote letters expressing gratitude experienced a significant improvement in their mental health. Now, there was a time and a place where we did a lot of notes and we wrote a lot of letters, penmanship. Some of us may have even had pen pals back in the day. And
Yes.
so we have gotten away from some of the simple activities that we didn't realize they were stress relievers. It was times that allowed us to get what was in our head, in our mental space, out on paper, even sharing thoughts with others. That's why the journaling aspect is so important.
Yes.
But what was so profound in that particular article, it talked about the lower levels of depression and anxiety.
Wow.
And I think that is one of the things that is affecting our communities. We hear a lot of people are on antidepressants, um, uh, medication helping them deal with anxiety in their life. And also what they were finding, that people were finding increased feelings of happiness and satisfaction. We
Wow.
always talk about happiness. Happiness is a fleeting emotion,
Yeah.
right? It has to be fed, and you have to make your happiness. You have to create it. And sometimes just getting it on paper is so important, and sharing that out with others. That's why I love to blog, getting my own thoughts out, getting it there, sharing it, whether it's one person, two people, or no people, but I'm getting it out. And that helps alleviate the stress that it's killing most of us. And so if we're so caught up in our own thoughts and our own activities, it's hard to see the simple things around us that we can continuously be grateful for. And better sleep was another one. That one was an article in Applied Psychology. The health and well-being found that individuals that practice gratitude had better sleep quality and duration of those who did not. Right. And a lot of us know that we're sleep deprived. Right. So you're always in a state of anxiety. You're always anxious for the next. First of all, you haven't given your mind a moment to rest. You haven't given your body a moment to rest and reset. And some of those same simple things we used to joke about at beauty rest, or in our old fairy tales, it was always about the princess going to sleep. Right. That was a subliminal message. The princess
Wow.
needs rest. Okay. And a lot of us are princesses and queens to the people in our lives. And so we can take some of those things that was just seemed so simple and begin to apply it in
Yes.
there. So I know that kind of helped the historian in you.
Yes, it absolutely does. And it also talks about, in that fact of being resilient, gratitude helps us be more resilient and deal with difficult situations because we're able to cope better.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
absolutely loved it. I absolutely love it. Two of my favorite quotes that are in the book, The Gratitude Attitude, is a quote from Zig Ziglar, which is one of my favorite motivational teachers.
Yeah.
Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more
Yes.
you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. Can you
Yes.
speak to us about how that quote hit you from Zig Ziglar and why you chose to put that in the book?
Tell me that page. I have so many quotes on there. Let me
Yes,
look at that again.
page 26.
26.
Yes,
26. Okay. Healthiest of all human emotions, right? The more you
yes,
express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for.
yes.
Um, why I love that particular that particular quote, it makes me think about not sweating the small stuff. A lot
Yes,
of the things that we worry about never even occur. So if we focus
yes.
more of our energy on the things that are present, the things that we have access to, the people that we build relationships with, the
Mhm.
more we focus on those things, the more things that we begin to attract that are like, right?
Yes,
Magnets like to attract like items. And so when we begin to focus on those things and dismiss the other things in our lives that may not be, it may not be beneficial. My husband shared a quote with me the other day. He said, if it's not going to be mattered, if it doesn't matter, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't give it more than 5 minutes.
Amen. Amen.
Okay.
I love it.
So that particular quote, in order for those emotions to be the healthiest in our life, right? We have to begin to focus on the things that matter the most,
That's
not
right.
on the what if and the maybes in our life.
Yes. Now, Miss Deandra Reed has a question from our chat group. And
Okay.
she says, as you can see this on the screen, what steps can we take to focus on gratitude while facing adversity? Very good
Yes.
question. Very
Yes.
good
Yes.
question.
So I'm glad you asked that. Thank you, Miss Reed, for sharing that with me. I was having a conversation with my mother the other day, and I said, you know what, Mom? Everybody has a story.
Yes.
Everybody has adversity.
Yes.
It is the adversity that builds us. It is ugly in the moment.
Yes.
It is so ugly. It is so stressful. It can be damaging to the relationships. It can be damaging to our pocketbooks, right? But in that, we all know, especially because I am a believer, I realize that storms are going to come. And the storm is momentarily, just like a tornado, just like a hurricane, just like an earthquake. Those things are they matter for a moment. They can be catastrophic. However, if I begin to focus on, okay, this is going to happen, there are going to be trials, there are going to be storms, I can begin to still focus. You know what? I'm still alive. I still made it through that. My home is intact. My marriage is intact. My children are healthy. I am healthy. I still have a job to go to. I still have a business to run. I still have ways to be creative. Know that the adversity is going to be there. But if we focus on the adversity, we won't move forward, because adversities make us it's like we hit a brick wall immediately, right? Our heartbeat stops for a moment. But if the heartbeat does not continue, what will happen? We'll die, right? So if we stand at that wall, nothing else is going to happen but the adversity. So if we continue to move on past it and be able to say, okay, the wall is here, but how can I find a ladder? How can I make a ladder? How can I get to the other side of this wall? So beginning to focus on, you know what? My hands are still intact. I can put together a ladder. I know who has the materials. Maybe I can get with them. Maybe I can bridge this relationship to help on there. So we're going to always have adversity, Miss Reed, but know that if we focus on the adversity, we will never go anywhere. So as long as I'm alive, I can still move forward. Thank you, Miss Lander, for sharing that. Absolutely. In adversity, as long as I'm still alive and I'm grateful for being alive, I can move forward. So that's my advice to that one. Awesome. Speak life over yourself and your circumstances. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the bottom line is, we can always, even though everybody faces adversities, everyone faces trials, but the key to those people moving in success in their life and moving into greatness is they have a discipline about themselves in order to be able to minimize the adversities and the trials, and to over exaggerate, or not even over exaggerate, but to focus on the goodness of God in their life.
That's
To
right.
focus on the gratitude.
That's
Because
right.
I can name 50 things right now that I'm grateful for, starting with my legs, starting with my mind, my eyes. I can hear, I got running water, I got heat, I got air conditioner, I got
That's
food in
right.
my refrigerator, I have a home to live in, I've got cars. I mean, there's so much that we can be grateful for. And by the time we get down that list, honey, there's no room for even the problem that we started out
That's
with.
right.
And of course, the enemy's going to try to magnify the problem.
Oh, yes.
But we have to become very skilled at minimizing the problems in our life. And it's not to say that they're not there,
Yes.
but we know in time it'll be taken care of, it will be dealt with. One of the quotes that I absolutely love in the book by Doris Day, it says that gratitude is riches and complaint is poverty.
Yes. Yes.
Page 72.
Yes, ma'am.
It also goes along with Karen Salamashan, and I know I messed that up. On page 69, it says the more gratitude you have, the more abundance you attract.
Yes,
And when you were
yes, yes.
speaking earlier about the Zig Ziglar quote, it made me think about, see, the psychology of the mind tells us that whatever we focus on, it expands.
That's it.
That's why the enemy works day and night. The enemy works overtime to make sure we have something negative or some trial or tribulation in our life, so that he wants us to focus on that.
Yes, yes.
But God tells us in his word to focus on these things that are above and not the things that are beneath. So as we begin to train our minds, our spirits, and our hearts to focus on the things that we're grateful for, the things that God has already done and is already doing, those other minor things like you, and they're not minor. Trust me, you know, but it's a choice. It's a choice. We have to choose life this day, or we choose death this day. And however we start that day, if we started focusing on gratitude, the day is just going to be filled with unlimited possibilities and unlimited blessings. If we start that day with the adversities or the different trials, the bills, the this, the that, that's weighing on us, then that day is going to be filled with more of that. That's exactly what we're going to attract into our lives.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. These are really great questions, guys. Can you tell us a little bit about your writing process, Miss Callis?
Sure.
And how much time do we have? We have because we started about 7:20. So
yes, we did.
We got about another 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So?
Yeah, okay. 10, 15 max.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us a little bit? Because we have a lot of authors that are on the
yes.
On the live, and we want you to put the name of your new book, whether it's published or whether it's getting ready to be published. Put the name of your new book that's getting ready to be in the hands of people around the world.
Absolutely. So a little bit, run the question back to me, Ms. Thomas. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell us a little bit about your writing process? Because we have authors on here.
Yes. So, one of my main reasons, let me back up a little bit. One of my main reasons for becoming an author, first of all, I'm an avid reader. Mm-hmm. And because I like a lot of self-help books, being my first one, I read about a lot of inspirators from the past, and their advice still lives beyond them.
Wow.
And I teach a lot with my children about legacy building. And I said, one thing will outlive me, my words. Amen. So I can be dead and gone, and my great-grandchildren can still be reading what was on the mind of great-grandma. Can this information still be applicable to their time?
Yes.
We read the Word of God. That book was written thousands of years ago, and the information is still applicable to this time. So for my authors, or for those individuals that are thinking about becoming an author, know this: your book will outlive you. Wow. So get your thoughts on paper. So again, I do have a podcast that I have, business, beauty, and books. And so you talked about my writing style. A lot of my writing, I get my thoughts out there by speaking it first. I used to do a lot of live videos. And so a lot of my material came from the advice that I shared over the years. So I would take that information and I would transcribe that information, then begin to edit my thoughts once I have an outline. And that's how I can bring the book together. So sometimes we spend a lot of time overthinking a topic, overthinking what is it that I want to get out there. if you're talking about your message now in long form, whether you're blogging about it, whether you're using YouTube, whether you're using lives, Instagram live, Facebook lives, whatever it is, if you're using your words in that magnitude, whether you have a Facebook group or you have another community outside, begin to record and transcribe that information. There's a lot of transcription services out there that will help transcribe your words for you, and then you can get with an editor to do it for you, or you can self-edit. My daughter was a phenomenal editor. She was really great in English. And so she helped me edit the first book. And then on the second one, I kind of just took my time and edited it myself. And I want you guys to know, as an author, there are going to be errors. Even books on New York's best-selling list, there are errors in the books, you guys. And those have had many eyes on it. So don't overthink it. If you're considering being an author or becoming an author, or you want to get something out there and you're thinking about legacy, your book will outlive you. It will outlive you. So that's a little bit about my writing style. Miss Sage says Passion and Purpose Anthology released March of this year. She's a co-author on there. Carambola Passion Collection of Romance Poetry out at the end of this year. We look forward to it. Miss Sage, make sure we connect so we can be there when you do your virtual launch. I want to be a part of that and be able to support you in that magnitude as well.
That's right.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Miss Whitaker.
Also, there was another person, a new person that joined. I'm trying to find, I can't find her.
Was it Miss Whitaker?
Is it Miss Whitaker? Yes.
Okay, I put her on the screen there.
Johanna Samuel invited her. Thank you so much, Johanna, for liking and sharing this video. She says congratulations as well. Also, another young lady, she has a book she wants to write about her life story.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that was Andrea.
I see my sister on here. I have to share her out. Miss Charlene Madu. You guys, if you have not connected with her, she is a new author as well. Her Season of Weeping is available on Amazon as well. Make sure you all connect with her. I'm super proud of you, Charlene. I'm so proud of you, sis. So proud of you. Just so glad that you can do that. Joanna said, you always told me, Bree, about this document and transcribe. It's the way to go. It's the way to go. Some of the same things we used to do back in the day. Remember the tape recorders? Yeah, Miss Thomas, that we used to record on.
Yeah, I do it. I still do it on my phone. I record a lot of stuff on my. When I get an inspirational thought, I record it, honey. Sometimes God give me a whole sermon. I just record it on my phone.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Awesome. We have another co-author of Passion and Purpose, Miss Madiana John Baptiste. Congratulations, Miss Baptiste. I'll be sure to connect with you afterwards.
Awesome.
I'll turn it back over to you, Miss Thomas.
We may have to make this like a monthly gathering of authors. A bi-monthly gathering of authors. We just got to utilize the tools that are available to us to keep the synergy going. Because every month there should be new books coming out. There should be new people joining. So this will be a great opportunity to launch like a bi-monthly or a monthly, webinar or StreamYard to where authors
and bring some other authors on. I love it. I love that, Miss Thomas.
Can join. Yes. We've got to keep that synergy flowing. Now, I want to ask you about who are some of the authors or the books that have influenced you the most, Miss Bree Callis?
Yes. Okay.
What are some of your favorite books?
Yes. There is. Look, I'm on the spot now. There is a book called Sanctuary. Okay. I cannot remember the author of the book, but I will Google it and I will find. But what I loved about the book, it was a former neighbor of mine that she had an expansive book collection as well.
Okay.
And it was a real small book, easy read. I could read it in a day and a half if I sat down and read it all in one session. But the book was so pivotal to me in that moment in time because going through the process of raising a family, new baby, people in my life. And the book is all about the relationships that we build and
Mm.
what you bring into your house.
Mm.
Okay. And the baggage that people carry, they bring that into your house. So it was all about what are you allowing
Yes.
into your home.
Sanctuary.
And it was all about creating a sanctuary. That home is a sanctuary for you. And so that was one of my favorite books. Another books, let me see, because there are a few books that I reread 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
Um, 2 or 3 times over and over. There is a book called um uh it's almost like the Peacemaker. I can't think of it. It's a little book I bought for like $5 somewhere in a little bookstore. But it was, that one is about finding peace in
Okay.
every area of your life. And
Mm.
sometimes it's right in front of us because we think it's something that's outside of us. That
Yes.
some of the things that are right there, almost in the same space of the gratitude attitude, but it was about being the peacemaker
Mm.
in the environments of your home. But I will find both of those and I'll drop it in the comments after our broadcast today for
Okay.
others to read, because I think it's a real easy read. I like easy reads, you guys. So you
Yes.
will find in both my first book and my second book that the books are short and easy read, simply
Mhm.
because people just don't have the amount of time to dedicate. There were
Mhm.
times I could read 4 to 5 books a month easily, and
Yes.
they were easily 200 plus pages.
Mm.
And I would just read and read and read. But what I was finding, I was consuming information rather than being able to apply the information. So
Mhm.
when I went into the writing journey, I said, you know what? I want people to read and apply my information. My first book is on affirmations. Here's the affirmation. Here's how you can apply it. Here's the gratitude attitude. Here are ways to put gratitude in place.
In
And so
action.
that's what I believe in short reads. The longer reads have their place and they have
Yes.
their time, but because life is so busy now,
Yes.
that I focus on shorter reads
Yeah.
on the books. And I love the idea of bringing other authors, because I know, especially with anthologies and everything, that gives us like a chapter from
That's right.
each author that we can really begin to gravitate and see what
Yes.
their works is about.
That's right. And
Mhm.
Mariana says she would love that. That would keep her accountable. Miss
Okay.
Lander Verdure Stovall says that she's an author as well. I
Awesome.
requested, Miss Lander, that you put the title of your book. Again, this is how, listen, we're building networks. Today is Bree's launching. Tomorrow is Dr. Judy Laird's launching. Tomorrow is your launching. And
Yes.
so we're here. We're going to support each other. We're going to push this. We're going to grow it. And we're going to push our books to be #1 bestsellers all around this world. So
Yes.
listen, we want you to grab your copy. You can see the website is on the live. Please go there, get your copy, and don't just get a copy for yourself, but bless someone else with the
Yes.
copy. There's someone that you know, maybe they're not at, maybe they don't have the discipline of their mind like you do. Maybe they, every time you talk to them, they're in a bad space or they're going through a heavy season. And a lot of times it's just maybe a couple little things that they need to tweak, and they can have a brighter day by day existence. So don't just think about yourself, but think about who you can get a copy of the gratitude attitude, who you can give a copy to, so that their life will be better and their family will be better as a result, because we know that these principles work. These are foundational principles. These are gems. In the way that Bree has written it, I'm telling you, it just came full circle for me. And I said, you know what? There's several practices that I've already began to implement as a result of reading the book. And in addition to that, I'm also going to start the walking gratitude. I feel like that's a win-win situation. I can walk and get my exercise as
Yeah.
well as meditate and declare the things that I am grateful for as well. And then, of course, in addition to journaling and then doing my daily affirmations of gratitude. So thank you again, Bree, for writing this. I
Welcome.
do want to ask you, what advice do you have for aspiring writers? We do have women on the live that have written a book. We have some that are in the process of getting ready to publish, but we also have some that are inspired to write their books and complete that process. So, what advice do you have for aspiring and upcoming authors?
Awesome. Awesome. Number one, don't overthink it. I'm going to stress that again. Number two, self-publishing is our friend. There
Yes.
was a time in history where self-publishing was never a thing. And
Yes.
now we can get started. We can get our words. We can get it edited. We can have a book for less than $100, and get it out there into the masses. So if you have a story that you feel, not feel, I know that everyone has a story that can benefit someone else, right? Your testimony can save someone else's life.
Yes.
Your advice can save someone else's life. Your advice will live beyond you. There are times, because I have 4 children and they're all got 4 different ideas, 4 different ways of doing things, and they listen to me at 4 different times.
That's
And
right.
so what they didn't catch while the information was present at home, eventually they will catch it later. And I was super excited. I do speak about that in the beginning of my book and just acknowledging my family.
Yes.
Each and every one of us has something, whether your family is the reason for you writing the book or the reason you want to dedicate the book. Because usually it's something. Sometimes it could be our pain that we're writing out, right? And sometimes it could be our pleasure. Not everybody is into the self-help or the inspirational. We saw murder mystery was one of
I
them.
know.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
early
poetry.
on, I used to read a little bit of fictional, books. And so maybe that's your genre. Maybe that's your lane. Maybe it's children's books. Maybe there's coloring books. Whatever it is. Yes, adults still color, you guys. I've
Yes.
bought
Those
some
are
of some
powerful.
amazing coloring books that
Yes.
had scriptures and things like that for me to
Yes.
relate and meditate on as I'm coloring in that
Yes.
particular book. So find your medium
Yes.
and write about it. Self-publishing is your best friend. And as you guys can see, we had some of the ladies on here that's already authors. Share in the comment whether you self-published or if you use the publishing house. If you want to share the publishing house, go ahead and drop it in the comment for us so others can reach out if they rather go that route rather than the self-help, the self-publishing route.
Yes.
But that is my advice for those of you guys that just has something bubbling up inside of you that says, you know what, I have to get it out there.
That's right. Now, Mariana John Baptiste says that coloring is extremely therapeutic.
It is.
Yes, I know that it reduces a lot of stress and everything, and it helps us to focus. Yeah, so listen, I want to ask you one more question, Miss Callis, and
Yes.
then I want to turn it over to you to give away another prize, and then we'll go
Yes.
ahead and have closing comments from you as well.
Perfect.
Yes, so I'll ask you my last question for tonight, and I
Yes.
don't see any other ones in the group chat right now. So my last question for you tonight is can you share any upcoming projects or plans for future books or blogs or whatever it is that
Sure.
God is having you to do?
Sure. So I do have a couple of other books that will release this year. This one released in spring. I do have one planned for late summer.
Okay.
And then in the fall, I do have a book with me and my husband that is planned to come out. He has a solo project, and then we have one that we'll be doing together, and then one to wrap up the year in preparation of the new year, so in the winter. So each season, a new book will release, because I finally said, you know what, while I've got my foot to the pedal and I'm ready to run, I need to really be able to get that to the individuals that need it and how I can serve them in that magnitude. As always, I do have the podcast, Business, Beauty, and Books. You guys can connect with me at briecallis.com to see my blog. I blog about multiple different things, whether it's projects that I'm connected with, information that I want to share with you guys. I love, love, love skincare. So I'm going to share things in regard to that. And I feel like everybody needs to have their space. You know, they need to have their space, regardless if anyone is even attached to it. Get it out. We talked about that research on mental health and how important it is to get out writing on paper. And so, yeah, those are the projects. I got a couple of those to finish off 2023 along with my husband as well.
Awesome. Now, Landers, the name of her book is called Thank God I'm Saved. Now What? Trials,
Ooh.
Troubles, and Triumphs, A Walk by Faith, through forgiveness to freedom.
Okay.
And she's also written Confident Women Rise.
Awesome.
And they're all available on Amazon.
Perfect.
Yes, that's awesome. We want to just congratulate all of our authors that are on here. We want to thank everyone for joining us on tonight to celebrate this powerhouse, this amazing woman of God, our productivity strategist, Miss Bree Callis, for the launching of her second book, The Gratitude Attitude, Transforming Your Life One Thank You at a Time. Please go and get your copy. The website is in the chat. You can also get it on Amazon as well. But listen, don't just get a copy for yourself. Get a copy for someone else and be a blessing to someone else also. Bree, I want to turn it back over to you for our second giveaway. And once you do that, your closing remarks.
Perfect. So I'm going to drop another question in there for those of you guys. And the prize is going to be a signed copy of the book, The Gratitude Attitude. I'm going to put it in there. The question is, do you prefer physical books, audio books, or digital books? Go ahead and put your response in the comments for us. Physical books, audio books, or digital books. We want to know what's your preference on there. And then, Ms. Thomas, I'm going to have, based on the answers, I'll tell you what I'm looking for. Okay. Yes. Okay, we got some audio books coming up, physical books coming up. Perfect. If you guys are still there, drop them in there. Physical books.
Miss Mariana says that she's been re-inspired.
Who was that?
Miss Mariana John Baptiste.
I love it. Awesome.
The majority are saying physical books.
Good. I'm glad you're saying physical books, because it is a physical book that is being given away. Now, since we have so many, I need you, Miss Thomas, to help me decide on a winner.
Okay, I'm going to think of a 2-digit number. I have it in my head.
Okay.
A 2-digit number. So put the 2-digit number in the comments. And
what number is it between?
Are the closest to 1 to 50.
1 to 50.
Yeah, 10 to 50, because it's a 2-digit number.
Okay, 10 to 50.
And the one that gets the number or the closest, that one will get it.
Okay. We got some numbers coming up.
The number already came in my mind. So
we got some numbers coming
says 11. Keep going. Johanna says 22. Gail says 23.
Yes. We got
13,
11, 12.
Mariana, 12, 22. All right. It looks, the number was 25. So Miss
Burks got it.
That's the number. Miss Gail Hogan gets the book. The signed copy of The Gratitude Attitude.
Transforming your life. 25. Miss Charles Burks, you got the winner.
She got it? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't see that one up there before I said it. It was? Okay.
Yeah, it was up there.
Okay.
It
I'm
was up
sorry,
there.
Miss Gail. I'm sorry, Miss Gail. Listen, because I didn't see Charlize's number,
Yes.
as I release the 25, I'm going to buy a copy for Miss Gail Robin. So please
Okay. Okay.
inbox Miss Bree Callis your information,
Yes.
and
Yes.
she will send you a signed copy of the book as well,
Perfect.
because I never
Perfect.
saw the 25 come up there.
All right. Charles and
But
Gail,
Miss
I'll have you
Charles
guys
is going,
DM me or I'll DM you all for your mailing information so we can
yes,
get that out to you
yes.
guys. Oh
And
my God,
I
this
will
has been
cash app
so
you.
much
I
fun.
will cash app you the money for the
Okay.
book for Miss
Okay.
Gail Robin. Thank you so
Okay.
much for joining us.
Awesome. 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 You
Well, Miss
guys,
Callis, give us your closing thoughts and what you
woo!
want your readers to take away from the
Yes.
gratitude attitude.
You guys, we all have people, we all have places, and we all have purpose, right? But in order for us to reach each and every one of us, whether we're trying to reach different people, whether we're trying to go to different places, or whether we're walking into our purpose, you're going to have a grateful heart. So you have to do a heart check in all three of those areas. And that's why it's so important to walk with an attitude of gratitude. And that's my biggest takeaway that I want people to take away from this book. If they get it in their hands, when they get it in their hands, whether they receive it by gift or if they're gifting it to others, it is important that we do a heart check in all three of those areas. Our world is waiting on us, and I believe each and every one of us are world changers. But how are we able to change the world? It starts with our heart. And are we moving in a space of gratitude? So that is what I want people to take away from this reading and from this virtual launch. I am so excited that each and every one of you stuck it out with us throughout this time. You gave up an hour of your evening, and we really appreciate you. Congratulations again to our winners, and for each and every one of you guys that have participated in this virtual launch. You can always, again, grab a copy of the book at bit.ly/the gratitude attitude book. Make sure you guys leave me a review on Amazon, please. I look forward to your reviews. It helps me work on my next works. So what I didn't catch in my first book, I wanted to make sure I caught in this second book. And with these future projects coming up, I want to make sure I'm able to serve my readers based on the information that they want from me.
Now, Miss Callis, if someone wants to book you to come to their church, their organization, their group, how can they do that?
So they can connect with me at breecallis.com.
Okay.
They can also connect with me via social media. I'm on pretty much all of them, but Facebook being my primary one that I like, as well as on YouTube. You all can find me there as well under Sabriyah Callis. But breecallis.com is where you guys can visit. It has my contact form there, and we can get connected that way.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a joy and a pleasure to serve and to be a part of this amazing moment of your book launching. And we want to thank everyone for joining us, Johanna, Vanessa, Mariana. We want to thank Dr. Judy. We want to thank Merville for joining us, Gail, Lander, Charlene. We want to thank, I hope I haven't missed anyone. And if I miss your name, please forgive me. But we just Andretta, we want DeAndrea. We want to thank you ladies for joining us and hanging out with us here for the Gratitude Attitude book launch by Miss Bree Callis.
All righty. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.